location. No, not really. I revamped the location, and we got some good coffee, and we're gonna tie some bugs. I have completely replaced every piece of electrical equipment throughout my whole house, and really there's not much more I could replace. So hopefully the stream looks good for everybody. I have some new crazy gangster internet, I guess, and hopefully it works out well. What's up, everybody? Let's see. I'm gonna open the chat up. It looks like I forgot to do that over here. What up, Aaron? Bob? Matt is back. Yes. So today we're kind of playing with a few different bugs. One of which is going to be this kind of heavy-duty March Brown pattern. It's tungsten weighted. It's super heavy. It's a spring bug. You're going to have a little bit of runoff to deal with, different stuff. So it's going to be a little bit different style than I don't know. It's a mat bug. And next up is going to be soft hackles, which are some of my favorites. So should be good. Should be good. What's up, Fly Stop? I saw you guys creeping in there for your shenanigans comments. So, alrighty. Left all of my UV resin in the window and cured all my tips. That was bad. Bad move. So, hopefully the video feed looks good for everybody. But what we're going to do is we'll jump down on the vise and maybe we'll start out with the soft hackle. So, I'll get the camera out of the way. Let's see here if we can manipulate and focus in here. We've got multiple streams going, guys, so you got to bear with me just a bit. One-man show here. Whoa! Sorry, live streamers. Got a little bit wild. There we go. So, once we get in here, we should focus in okay. Maybe track back out just a bit. Doesn't seem to want to focus on the vise. There we go. Alrighty. Menu for tonight, soft hackles and some pretty cool little no more snide comments. Alright. Soft hackle and a March Brown. I'm going to go ahead and start with the soft hackle, actually. So, I'll explain it all as I go. And, cool. Had a bag of materials. Lost the materials already. Good job, Matt. Just kidding. So I actually did make a little bit of a mistake. I wanted a FW 510 from Ahrex for my soft hackle. Reason being it has a straight eye. The 500 has a downturned eye. So I apologize for that. They're all new hooks to me. Been pretty good though. Been pretty darn good hooks to work with. And let's see here. Oh, wait a second. That's not the 510. I'm sorry, 530. My bad. So I'm going to tie a 14 tonight. We've had a good PMD hatch, size 14s, so forth, coming off on the lower stack lately. And we've been swinging these and having a lot of fun. So, if you guys can see that there, see if I can center it up just a little better. Make sure it gets super focused. But, so as always, use obviously our bobbin and some 50D Vivas. It's just what I use. So without too much, we'll start going into this. Jorge, what's up, man? How's it going? The iPad is turned down pretty low. It's hard to see comments. So if I miss you, come back around and ask away. I'm more than happy to answer all your questions. But so I just threw down a real standard thread base here. It's nothing rocket sciencey. And I'm going to throw some fibettes in there. These are those little Aaron, you're sending me love eyes. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Love back at you. So I'm going to go anatomically-ish correct, and we'll do like, you know, a few of these. You can add as many as you want. I don't think the trout can count. Argentina, what's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome and hello. So I also have an acoustically dampened room now. I was getting a little echoey on our recordings when we do voiceovers and stuff, so it also should muffle the squeak from my Vivas Loon bobbin combination, which is awesome. Meat Market, what's up, man? Marilyn, hello, welcome. So, and I actually just tie the fibbettes in like all the way. Thank you, Corkers. I love hand modeling. It's one of my favorite things to do. This hat, this is a Loon hat. It was called the Nocturnal hat, and I forget if it's currently a model or not. I've been fishing in this one for a while, so it should be good. So this is like a wild turkey biot, and I dyed it just a tan color. You can find them commercially available, and if you can't find a wild one, Hairline makes pretty much every color under the sun of biots. So you should be able to find a nice tan. You know, you can use browns. Purple's another super fun favorite color. Oranges, just really try to match the bugs. What's up, Japan? Army hat, exactly. So, you know, really be playful with this. You know, if there's caddis coming off and they're bright green like a Mother's Day Brachyscentris caddis, or, you know, Mother's Day caddis, whatever. What up, tug addicts? You know, you can change the colors of these soft hackles just to really dial into your local fishery. So I don't have my trusty hackle tweezers here today, but we'll work through this. So pardon my beautiful hands, as Corker's footwear is nicely pointed out for me. So we're just going to wrap this forward, and there's a little, you can see the black starting to show up, and you can see the black dark side back here. And that's what you want towards the back. That's going to kind of be your segmentation, and there's a more translucent leading edge that you guys can see right here. This is a softer leading edge, and this actually has like a hard line behind it. I like to work forward. You know, you're wrapping over the top of this softer section, so it makes your life just a little bit easier. I don't know what that is. I'm going to Sacramento tomorrow. No, wait, what day is it today? I'm going to Sacramento on Saturday. Salud, Bernard. So I'm going to use a little bit of our flow resin here, and hopefully you guys can all see that. I'm going to use this for a stabilization. Another cool trick, if your segments are a little longer, or you have a really fine, like an extra small uni wire, you can wrap through this. But I find for just speed, I go with flow, and it seems to do pretty darn well for me. Let's see if I can't zoom this in just a hair more on the live stream side. So if you guys missed this after the 24-hour period here on Instagram, we also simulcast to YouTube Live. I know it's a little bit more to go over there, but the video will be saved. All of your Instagram comments won't be saved, though. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. So I'm going to use, this is just the bench light, and I have it focused down into a more focused beam. You can see I can change the focus on it. So that's kind of one of the lights I've been using lately. So once we have that body really solidified, it's going to look pretty good. And this is a little dubbing blend that I've made up. This is some yellow STS trilobal, and when you buy the trilobal, it's, you know, it's pretty long, and I chop it and chop it and chop it and chop it and chop it. Rotravino, I'm trying to soft hackle, brother. And then I got some yellow eye stub and mixed that in there so there's a little bit of flashy translucence. I don't really name bugs, I just let Loon name bugs. I tie a lot of variations of flies, so like naming things just doesn't really resonate with me. So Loon calls this one the Softness when we made the video. So with this colorway, I'm kind of I'm trying to, you know, create like kind of that crackback PMD style, a little hot spot, if you will. It's a kind of a play on European nymphing and a soft hackle, also a play on the crackback PMD, which is a pretty prevalent bug right now, say in Northern California, probably a lot of other places. So I can make this a little bit more meaty if we need to. You know, if you want this soft hackle to stand out, and you guys can see how short, I mean, I've been chopping this dubbing. After that, I just run it through the make your own hairline machine. Oh, just reach out to Loon. Antron Yellow. Tomahawk Fly, what's up, man? Fishy Freaks, any recommendations? I must have missed your comment. Hold on. Oh, yeah, just reach out to Loon, brother. Sorry. My the angle of my dangle is pointed down on the screen, so I have a little trouble catching everybody's comments once they start moving up. Yeah, just reach out to Loon. Service at Loon Outdoors will unconditional guarantee will get you fixed up, brother. And this is just a little partridge skin. It's a little bit tough to see in the back there, but and I'm just looking for a nice medium-sized one. You can tell I work extensively from the bottom of the neck up. I don't use. You kind of have a ton of killer feathers in here. I'd always recommend buying a full skin. They're a little bit more expensive, but it lets you pick the most premium stuff, unless you break the feather in half. You know, lets you pick the most premium feather for your application. And if they're too long, you can always throw them. You know, you can throw it in a dubbing loop, whatever you want. This guy seems a little fickle, so I'm just going to trim this off here. So another cool thing with soft hackles that I do personally is I fish them, you know, if you're fishing an indicator, I fish the soft hackle almost all the time. What's up, CC Norman? How's it going, man? Are those bobbins ceramic? No, it's a double radius polished jobber. So it's, I don't know, I've had this one since this was the first prototype that ever came to us, and I've been tying with it ever since, and I only tie with GSP. So, and I don't have any issues. Ceramic breaks, pretty much lots of stuff breaks. This does not break. It's a bigger bobbin though, just to forewarn you. I have meat hooks for hands, so it works for me. So we'll come in, and I like to have a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a larger head on this guy. Shaw 13. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been in hiatus. I've been in hiding. I had to escape for a while and rebuild the whole network that I operate on. So let's see if we can't get that a little bit sharper there. Just so you guys know, when you go back, it's a little bit, it'll always be a little bit sharper on the YouTube side of things. So I'm just going to use a little bit of a marker here, and I just put a nice dark little head. A lot of you guys will ask, you know, why don't I use brown thread? My favorite thread is just the 50 GSP. Only time you have to be really careful with it is if you're tying, you know, little dries and stuff like that, because you can smush through your deer hair right quick, and that's never fun, just to cut right through deer hair. But so I'll use some flow again, and this will be my basically in lieu of head cement. So bench light, and you guys can see here, that's the adjustable little zone, wide to narrow beam. I'll give it a quick walkthrough. And so for that, I'm only hitting it again because I let that flow sit in for a long time, but the thread's translucent and it's not UV inhibiting thread, so I can actually cure inside the thread as well. So basically you're getting like a full saturation. And when I'm fishing these, I like to fish it on like a saltwater loop knot, so it has like a little bit more capability to have, like, you know, some flow in the water. The GSP will go up to a 200, and honestly I think like a full grown man could hang on 200 GSP. You got to remember, like I think they're calling them GSPs, or like a Dyneema style. It's a super strong thread. I've found this has like a ridiculous break strength. Like, it'll cut through your hand before it breaks. But so yeah, that's just my little soft hackle. You can see it's really sparse. I don't use a lot of partridge. Just the slightest little bit of tail. Thanks, CC Norman. Appreciate it, man. Jonah Black, what's up? You know, sometimes less is more. Most of my bugs that I catch the most fish on are super sparse in nature. So the next guy we're tying is, oops, soft hackle sticking there, is this big kind of beastie, and it's got some kind of different stuff going on with it, but it's a fun one. It's a little clinger. So the body is made from a biot. This one happens to be wild turkey, and I have a bunch of buddies who shoot turkeys and have wings, so I just I nerd out and dye all my own feathers. If you guys have questions about that, feel free to ask. I don't mind. It's not a secret or anything. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Old ham hands. Dig it. Somehow I think that one's going to stick someday. Alrighty. So that was on the just so you guys get the correction, that was on the FW530. They call it a sedge dry, but I think it looks like a swingy hook to me. So next up, I'm tying on the fire hole. It's a competition style hook. It's got a wider hook gap. This one happens to be a size 10. You guys could do whatever you want. I think I found one of those. Where can I get some of those hooks? Zach, the Ahrex hooks are, you should be able to get your fly shop to order them pretty much anywhere in the United States. Hairline distributes them, and it's they should be everywhere. It's just a new cool hook brand that I love. They came out last year with like a ton of, I'll just set this in here for now. We got to put stuff on there. Yeah, about anywhere. They came out with some really cool bigger hooks, and this year they came out with a just massive amount of really cool freshwater trout styled hooks, I would say. So, you know, between that and Firehole, those are my two main hook bodies, or hook manufacturers I'm just going between. It's really unique, new, happy, fun shapes, and can't go wrong. Any good size for muskie? Oh yeah, they go up to like 6-7/0 stuff, dude. Yeah, they'll get you dialed in. Thought I had a bag of them. Yeah, I do. I was tying some big beasts earlier, but yeah, there you go. There's a size 10. There's a 6/0. Winner, winner, chicken. Let's see. Looks like I missed using 70, didn't you? No, I'm using a 50 actually. Gamakatsus, I do absolutely. One of my favorite little jig hooks right now is the J20 from Gamakatsu. I wish it went to like a 6 in the same format, but can't have everything in life. So what I'm gonna do with this wire, and I don't know if you guys probably won't be able to see it, and I'm not gonna move the whole angle of the dangle, but I just flatten it out slightly, and that's just simply pressing, so it'll get a flat profile, and I'll show you. It just gets a little bit flatter, and that's just the way I like to work with it. It's basically like a rolling pin. Bob, yeah, sparse on the hackle, absolutely. So pro. Yeah, I don't know about that. You can do the same thing with you know, if you're tying like Euro nymphs, if you want to call them that, you know, heavy stuff. You can do kind of the same thing, you know. I use a Bic lighter because I always have a Bic lighter typically at my desk. Yeah, Loon rolling pin, absolutely. Oh, Brandon, yeah, buddy. That would be. I don't know if I could sell the owners on a Loon rolling pin. That would be pretty epic, though. So, if you notice, this is like a flat, kind of a flat-headed bug. He's got a wide head, flat. It's not a symmetrical bead. So I find that I don't like the way that they roll. And any of your Klinger family of mayflies, they're kind of flat too. You know, they have a little bit of a flat body to them. So what I'll do there is I just put in 2 little stabilizers, and then I'll come right up here on the top, and this will help me taper my body. So you're kind of building a triangle. And you can see that GSP just cuts through that non-lead wire. Pretty simplistically. Shoot, don't have my debarbers. So, dirty trick. So if you take your scissors and you need to flatten something, you can just kind of squeeze in there. And you'll get flattened out quite a bit there. So I just really work on this taper a little bit. This thread doesn't build very much, so it takes me a little bit of time. That's probably one of the biggest downfalls of this fine GSP thread. So I'll take this pretty deep into the back there. And if you ever have trouble with your fly doing, you know, your thread dropping down, just throw a 1/2 inch in there. Especially when you're working with these like more scud styled hooks. I have the old matchbook weights, never use them. Same idea though, absolutely. Just because it likes to be squeaking. It's just a squeaky bobbin. It's actually really funny, it only squeaks with Vivus, is kind of what I found, but I only tie with Vivus, so I'm kind of hosed. Thanks, man. So, alrighty. So next up, this is just a big Coq de Leon feather, and I typically don't use these ones for nymphs, but you know, I've been working off this one for, you know, about 1 inch worth of nymphs. I actually greatly think these are underutilized as a cool spay hackle. What's in the mug? coffee, espresso, 3 shots of espresso and light cream. I drink coffee like I like coffee pretty much all day. That's a good question. What tires do I look up to / really enjoy their work? That's a good question. There's a lot of great tires out there. Guys that I would probably say that, influenced me heavily in my more formative fly tying career, I guess, would be, Mike Mercer. He's been a good buddy for a long time, and it was cool, like over, 10, 12 years ago, whatever, to walk in there with the craziest looking things that you've ever seen and ask Mike his opinion, and, for him to give you that. So I like Mike Mercer. There's a gentleman named Tim Fox. Davey McPhail is just absolutely flawless. I mean, the guy's, I think he's a robot. He doesn't mess up. He's just smooth as butter, man. There's a lot of great tires. I mean, they go into a ton of different genres. Another cool one, John Shuey. If you don't ever get any of his books, you're missing out. But, a lot of the old guys, Quigley, Gary LaFontaine, they're just not around anymore. But they're, I was reading all of their books when they were like hand-drawn pictures in black and white. There wasn't this stuff. So yeah, Harrop's another legend too. He's not from Earth, dude. He's just the guy. I mean, he's just so smooth, man. Like, you never see him have a hiccup. I mean, granted, it's videos, but What's up, Chris? How are you, man? Yeah, Davey does rock. He's a good guy. So this is gonna seem super weird, but I'll show you what these are here. So Hairline is doing these super cool bleached ostrich colors galore, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. It's a little bit interesting, but this one's been bleached. This used to be a Spirit River product, but they took over that, so it's now theirs. So what I'm going to do is, like a ribbing, I'm going to move this forward so you can see I have a slight little area to make a few turns here. Sorry about the squeak. If it bugs you, if you're on headphones, yeah, I feel you. So, yeah, it is peacock. Did I say ostrich? I'm sorry. It's been a long day. So this is a cool material. This is called body quill, and if you guys saw the bug, it's not brown. It's not dark, and I'll show you why. Any tips for beginning fly tires? Watching people's hands, it's far easier now. And that may sound like a really weird statement, but back in the day when I was younger, you had to go to the fly fishing show to watch the guy, and you'd watch him and he'd do like this little move, where he's like, whoosh, and whatever it might be. Obviously, I just didn't show you any secret moves or anything, but yeah, you'd watch like a guy do or manipulate a material or the bobbin a certain way, and you'd be like, wow, that was really cool. And there's a lot of those little tricks and hacks in fly tying that you can only get by watching other people tie or developing them yourself. So I'm going to pull a rib. I'm going to rib this fly with this ostrich. And I'll just work a little bit forward because I want to have a nice solid tie-in point. Just practicing is super important, especially as a newer tyer. Grab a bug like a PT or a caddis larva, something, tie 50 of them. Or not even, I don't know if you're going to use that many. But if you're going to tie PTs, tie because you should have PTs in your box. It's just the way it works out. But you know, tie 10 of 5 different sizes. Let's see, hold on. What's up, Bobby? How long does it take from going to cranking out consistent flies that catch fish? You know, it just varies. It varies on every person. Catgut? No, not a ton. Floss, make sure your hands are nice. Yeah, YouTube's great. Thanks, Captain Kennedy. You know, one of the things with floss is if you have like stuff on your hands, if you watch Atlantic salmon tyers who tie with floss a lot, they actually wear white gloves. So I'm taking this pen now and I'm going to darken the top of this fly. I like to have a light and a dark section. So we have light, dark, because the bottom of the bug isn't going to be, it's not getting a suntan, man. You know, these guys hang out on the rocks, get tan all day. So again, we're going to use flow, this diamond braid, or a body quill. It's kind of like a micro weird diamond braid. But what it's going to do, it's going to absorb all this material, light can pass through it, so I don't have much fear about the resin. Practice. So I'm going to use some flow, and I'm not caring that I'm matting this down a bunch because these guys have gills. We can manipulate it just a little bit here once we get it all saturated. So you can see you kind of get this cool, weird vibe going on, lumpy, and it's going to just be really solid. You're kind of like making a fiberglass fly right now, if for lack of better terms. I know you reference that a lot. Let's see, Copic marker, yes. Shell casing. Let's see, don't understand that one. Am I going to Spay-O-Rama this year? You know what? I don't think I'm making Spay-O-Rama. I have an event on the 21st in Sacramento, and then my wife leaves for a conference the next day. So I have to be home for a few days wrangling wild beasts. Fins and Flies looking for a good blue-winged olive color. Don't know, I might have it right here. Maybe not. I don't have all my markers right here. I just brought the ones I needed. No, not like a shell casing. Just more so the bug's like exoskeleton. So I'll have like, as it rolls, this bug still will roll down the river like this. So you'll get like a little hit of light and dark, light and dark. So I know in the opening or in the credits of the video that it talks about using like thin skin or, you know, pheno skin or skinny skin. But I'm going to show you guys a fun trick. And so this is ice dub. It's IC40. It's brown ice dub. It's one of the must-have colors anywhere in an arsenal. So what I'll do is I'll actually just start aligning this dubbing. Okay? And I have a pretty hardy little chunk of it right here. And what I'll do, oh, thanks, Bob. I'm going between like Mucho Live. I have 3 chats going, so it's a little hectic for me. Like I said, I'm a soloist. So what I'm going to do is I'll take a soft wrap and I'll just pull this back. And pull out all the excess. It looks wild right now. Don't mind what you're looking at right now. We're not tying some goofball with a... Yeah, exactly. Leech blend. Let's see. Whoa, what up, what up, what up, Whiskey Caddis? Shout out. So, next up, there's like all these small legs that everybody uses for mayfly tails. And one of my favorites is Senyo's Shaggy Dub. It's kind of creeping out there. I'm trying to show the guys on the... And this is a medium brown, so it's a good color. And I really like this color blend right here. I'll see if I can get it in there. It's Dave Whitlock, another person to look up to as a tire. It's a red squirrel nymph thorax. I haven't found a fish that doesn't enjoy a red squirrel nymph thorax. So it's right up there in my all-time favorite dubbing world. It's pretty cool. It compresses very, very well, but it's also a very buggy dubbing. So what I do is I'll just come in and I'll lay a base, a little base of dubbing there, and that's going to allow me to get my legs to spread outwards. Do I like using Orvis? So no job. Okay. Yeah, Orvis products, I mean, everybody makes good stuff, man. It's hard to find junk these days. Orvis has some good fly tying products. I've been playing with some of those crazy dragon tails. So back to the Shaggy Dub, it's basically like super floss, but really small. Or, you know, Life Flex or whatever. There's a million freaking names for that stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie it in here, and you can see this stuff's really light. We don't have... Let's see. Fly Fish Freak, what up, dude? Welcome. We're tying flies. That's what's going on. So we'll go ahead and come in here, and so I'll grab the back legs. I don't want to get them involved in this scenario, and I'm just going to keep wrapping them back. I want like a 1/16 of an inch. That's about it. How can... This is a fire hole stick. This guy makes them, and this is a size 10 315. We went fly fishing today. I'm jealous. I casted a new fly rod today. Well, new to me, but Pine Creek, Pennsylvania. I have not gone. I don't go back east very much, and if I do, it's typically Florida. So you can see I'm just going to kind of work this little dubbing in here and try to keep it as tight as possible. Now for the tricky part is I'm going to pull all of this dubbing forward. Okay? And it's kind of a cool trick. I'm only going to do it once. Just kidding. And then I come in here and I'll just trim it up as best as possible. Florida is tough right now. That's cool. I've never captured a beaver on a fly, and I only say that because I don't know if you technically catch it, like hook a beaver. You just have to capture it. It seems like a fickle beast to mess with. So once we get here, you see you got this cool little wing case, and it's a little hard to pick up, but because of the way the eye stub lays in there, and you have it in these like layers, as you go through the water, it'll have translucency at different times, rather than just pulling like a crystal flash or something for a flashback. It's just going to be a little bit faster. So for this trick, what I like to do is I turn my light on, as you guys can see, and I'll just hold it like right behind. And if you just want to saturate right up top, then you just hit it. You want to go ahead, jump over, hit it really quick, and that's just going to help you stabilize the material, but it's not going to allow it to flow, like the name implies, very deep into the material. So at this point we can go in, and this is a little bit more, you know, of an operation than normal, because if you had a normal, you know, plasticky, thin skin, pheno skin, whatever wing case, it doesn't have anywhere to go, so you kind of got to get it nice and tight, and it gets a little fluffy. But I'm going to come in with some thin now, and I'm going to create a real prominent bubble back, and you're going to start to see, I don't think it'll show up super excellent on video. I'm both-handed, Rich. I'm ambidextrous, but I'm a righty. It's I have the camera flipped around on Instagram Live, so it's it shows everything in reverse. If you've ever wondered why everybody drives on the right-hand side on an Instagram Live story when they're driving and blabbing about whatever they're talking about, it's because of the camera. So if you guys, I don't know if I can get on the YouTube, Cola Adventure, thank you. Trampled by turtles. Exactly. So you'll see this kind of cool purple hue, and these legs are just way too long right now. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of come in and give it a good snipping. I just leave them a little bit short. They're still going to move around a bunch. And it'll be pretty good. So as you guys see, dark, light, prominent, darker wing case kind of going on there. And it's just it's a cool nymph. Works pretty well. It's decently heavy. These guys are they're tungsten, so it's going to get down pretty quick. The only other trick you can do with this is use like a Insta-Jig bead. Yeah, fins and flies. You can use ice ripple fibers for lots of things, and I use them a lot for wing cases and full flies. It's actually really cool to add some of this like bright yellow or like a pink lightning bolt in the wing case, or as a ribbing material on your fly. It gets a cool like ripply effect because it's rippled ice fiber, but you know, it is. Sweet. Alrighty, so we're gonna zoom away so I don't like look at everybody in the got a name for this. I just called it March Brown. The fine folks at Loon called it the Marzo Cafe, which is March Brown in Spanish. Going to the Rockies. It's anybody's guess at that point, man. You know, you got to look at like the runoff, the bugs, the temp, stuff like that. Bugs can be delayed. It's best just to give the shop like a shout like a week or two before, and go from there. You can see it a little perfect. Oh man. So, well, that's it for this time, guys. Got a white bass on the fly a couple months ago. Very cool. No problem, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. And glad you're back. Yeah, I'm glad to be back. You have no idea how many electronics things I've destroyed in the process of getting back to this point. So, time to sleep for school. Good. Good job. Thanks, Brando. Thanks, Gregory. Appreciate it. So, yeah, if any of you guys... So how am I dyeing those turkey feathers? I'll text you. Don't worry. So yeah, if anybody's in the Sacramento area tomorrow, I'm going to be at, or Saturday. I keep thinking it's Friday. It's been a long week. It's been a rough week. But if anybody's going to be in Sacramento this weekend, ham hands, yeah, for sure. Yes, absolutely. I'll do a popper for you guys. No problem, man. Glad to tie for you guys. If you guys are going to be in Sacramento this weekend on Saturday, Fly Fishing Specialties is having an annual barbecue and hot dog event, because everybody loves a good hot dog. He's going to have some stuff on special. All the reps will be there. I'll be there, showing off all the fun Loon stuff, hanging out. Fly Fish Freak. Next live tie is the 3rd week in April. I had to see what month it was. So, hey, from Scotland, welcome. So, alrighty guys, I'm going to go wrangle some little kids into bed, that are mine of course, and tie some more bugs. And take care, we'll see you next time. Cheers.